You hear the stories of people saying like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And you just don't believe it. Like, you just feel invincible, and it's just, when something like that happens, that'll never happen to me, but it actually does. I'm Chris Sipler, Flagler student, freshman, from New Jersey, a little town in Oceanport. It's a real small beach town. Everyone who goes there goes to the same exact beach. Everyone's very close. Everyone knows everyone. Casey Lowe had just turned 18 a few weeks before, and he died August 30th, 2013. In his sleep overnight. His mom found him the next day from an overdose on heroin. Knew him my whole life. I grew up with him. We went to elementary school, middle school. He was always at my house. We'd always be hanging out, swimming in the pool, doing just whatever, skating all the time. He was really good at skating. And I don't know, he was just an all-around good kid. In 7th grade, we all had older siblings or just anyone we knew that was older, that was close to us, and we were the first kids to just like start smoking like weed and stuff, and then it just kind of progressed from there. There was never anyone kind of there to look after him. And then he started getting into doing pills and shit, and then it wasn't good enough for him then, and then he got into dope, and that was the end of it. There was a point where it got real bad, and one of my buddies who was doing it with him was like, yo, like, I can't watch him do it anymore. Like, I've stopped. I've been a week clean. Like, I went through cold turkey. Like, I'm fine. But Casey just won't stop. And he would send us texts like, bro, you gotta help me. You gotta help me. It feels like my back is broken. And he's like, I really need this shit. And I was like, I'm not gonna talk to you unless you're clean. So, and he just gave up and went back to dope. And I feel like if we did try and help him through it and not ignore him and turn our backs on him until he was clean, he might still be here. But I just was scrolling through my phone, looking on Twitter, and someone said, wow, oh my God, rip Casey. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And like, I called up a bunch of my buddies, his best friend, well, like our best friend, who he was like really close with, that also did dope. They were the two. They kind of like became really good friends when they were doing that, because I left. And I called him up. He wasn't answering. I called up another buddy, and he was like, yo, like, I can't talk right now. I'm with so-and-so. And I was like, can you just tell me like what's going on with Casey? And he was like, I'll call you in a minute. And then I was like, to Eric, I can't go out. And like, I just wasn't really believing it at first. And then my buddy called me back, and he was like, yo, Casey's gone. And I didn't believe it. I just kind of just froze and couldn't move, couldn't think, and just didn't believe it. And then I just kept scrolling through, and everyone said the same thing, rip Casey, I can't believe this happened. And I just out of nowhere just started bawling, crying. I couldn't handle it, and it just was horrible. I didn't want to believe it, because I always kind of knew that if he didn't stop, it was going to happen. And I don't know, it was too surreal. The fact that I wasn't able to go to his funeral kind of just doesn't feel right, because I was so close with him, and I turned my back on him when he was doing dope, and I just felt like I should have been there. And I should have been there regardless. Even if he was still alive, I shouldn't have had to go to his funeral.